Good morning, boys and girls. Steve the Builder here. Yesterday we got Timmy ready for a parachute jump. We rolled up his parachute and his chute was attached to his back with a little bolt to add some extra weight to make him heavier. It was quite a big parachute. So now we're going to take him out and see how he goes with his first jump. That'll be exciting. About to come down, here he comes. Oh, beautiful landing. Oh, beautiful, well done. Well, that was a successful jump, wasn't it? He came down quite gently, but it could maybe make it better. So I've taken the bolt off his back for the second jump. And we're going to just try him out again. Hopefully his chute will open, even though he's a bit lighter now. And hopefully he'll go down a bit slower. We'll see. It's always good to experiment. We do that in science. So let's take him out for his second jump now. Timmy's first jump was with the bolt on his back as well as the parachute. Now I've taken the bolt away to see if he comes down any slower. He's going to do another jump. This is jump number 2. Here he comes. Oh, beautiful landing, Tim. It worked really well, didn't it, boys and girls? Fabulously. He came down slowly, way more slowly than with the bolt on. It's always good to experiment because you don't know what results are going to happen until you do. So we're going to put Timmy and the parachute aside now. In fact, we'll leave the parachute. You can have a play with that when you come back to preschool. Throw it off the playground maybe. So I'm just going to pop those there for now. And I'll take Timmy off because he might want to do some other activities, but the parachute will be kept. Now, the moon rover. That's what we've been talking about yesterday. And here's a picture of a moon rover. Look at this. It's actually photographed when it was on the moon. Why is the sky so black? Well, that's because there's no air on the moon, and the air is what refracts the light and makes it bright and blue on Earth. But there's none on the moon, so the sky is always this colour. But look at the moon rover. It was taken up by the explorers on the moon so they could get around a bit faster. You can see it's got 2 seats for astronauts, and it's got radar and a satellite dish and a camera on the front so it can take photos as it goes along. It's got batteries, it's got big rubber wheels, and look at the surface of the moon. In fact, come over to this photo. You can see there's an astronaut in this photo driving the moon rover. You can see it's a bit dusty because he's going around the corner quite fast, and you can see the soil or the dust and the rocks that are on the moon's surface, and again the black sky. So we think we might make a moon rover. Would you like to make one with me? And that would be lots of fun. I'll put my tool belt on now. Well, I've got my tool belt on now, so we're ready to get working. And some extra light as well. Look, I found this picture of a moon rover. It's a simplified version, and it could do as a plan for what we're going to make. So I thought it'd be quite nice if we just look at some different ways we could do it, because you might have some bits and pieces and you might want to make one. But otherwise it would be quite fun just to draw one, or even just wait until we come back to preschool and play with the one we make now. So have a look. I've got some boxes here. That box might make one. This box might make one. I've already made one out of 2 toothpaste boxes, but we could make one out of this box, couldn't we? We'd need to just glue this shut first, and then we'd need to put some wheels on the bottom. So let's look at wheels. I've got some bottle caps here that would make good wheels. They could go on here like so, couldn't they? That would be great. But look, they need something to go drill a hole through there, or we could just glue them on if you didn't want them to go round. But I'd like my ones to go round, so I'm going to just drill a hole through the middle, and I'll show you how I do that. Let's put it here, and we need to get my drill. And I've got a drill piece in there, but that's a bit big, so we're just going to take that out and put in a thinner one. So now we're ready. It's even got a nice little dent in there ready for me to drill. Isn't that handy? Notice I had a bit of wood here so I didn't drill a hole into my bench. That would be horrible. So let's put that there. And we could have an axle made of a nail, or we could have an axle made of a shish kebab stick which I've used in the past. If you've got some nails, that would be quite handy, because you could just push this around and that little lump would stop it going all the way through. Or you could just push the shish kebab stick through here and then glue it onto the bottom of the box. Say we're using this one. So if we glued that on there, then the wheel could go on like so. And it would turn quite happily. We'd need to put something here to stop the wheel coming off. Now, I also told you yesterday that I wanted to make some wooden wheels. I want to make a bigger version of this this Moon Rover, and I've made a couple of wooden wheels so far, and I showed you what I'd use to make them. This big tool here, which goes into my big drill press. So that would get drilled into there, and it cuts down through the wood. But I want to make a smaller wheel than these. I've already made these big wheels. See, I've made quite a few of them this morning. So I'm going to make a smaller one. So I've got a smaller version of this. Look, it works the same way. It turns around, this cuts the hole through, these sharp tips cut the wheel. So we're going to fit that into our drill press here. Fits up in there, and then we tighten that up. It has to be nice and tight. And I'll use a key to tighten it the rest of the way. Now let's just check it's ready to go first. Yes, it's ready to go. So now I'm going to use this bit of wood, this old piece of wood that I didn't need, to make a new little wheel. So have a look on the side here. I've got a big handle. When I pull the handle down, that goes down and it's going to drill a hole. See there? It's going to drill a hole right down there. So first of all, I'm just going to clamp my piece of waste wood on there. I'll just grab my clamp here, because we don't want that shifting, do we? Clamp that nice and tight. And I'm going to put my piece of wood here, ready to drill the hole. And here we go. Are you ready? Look, where's the wheel gone? Certainly come out. Look, it's inside this cutter. So now I'm just going to take out that drill piece, and we'll just use the key chuck to lever the wheel up and out, because sometimes they can be quite stiff, as you can see. There we are. So there's the wheel. It's a bit rough at the moment. We need to sandpaper it a bit, but once it's sandpapered, it'll come up nice and fine and be ready to go on to a Moon Rover. Now look, this is the Moon Rover I made before. I could use the wooden wheels, or I could use the plastic wheels. So that's a choice for you to do. Now have a look at the Moon Rover I have made. I glued the sticks across here so that the wheels could go on. They're just 2 toothpaste boxes glued on top of a rectangle of cardboard, and then I put some mud guards on the sides. I put 2 seats on there. There's a solar panel. There is a satellite dish, and there's even a little camera. The camera is on the front there, shining down on where the Moon Rover is going to go, because when he's sitting in the seat he can't see the rocks right in front of him, and he might want to know what's in front. So here's a little camera and a little screen there. Then it's got some other bits and pieces just stuck on, and once the wheels are on this one, then dear old astronaut Benny will be on his way. So you can make your moon rover out of toothpaste boxes like I have, or you might want to make one out of a rectangular cardboard box like we talked about before. That would make a great one, I think. Put some seats on it like that. You might want to make one out of a tray. That would look good. The wheels would go on the side. Or you might want to make a funny one out of a dish. Be very creative. You don't have to make one at all. You might just want to draw one, or you might just want to wait and play with these ones when they come back. Now I've been making a big one. I'll just show you that one. This one's going to be available for playing with as well. Made him out of big cardboard, and I made the wheels out of laminating up the cardboard like I showed you originally. But he's a bit big for this little astronaut, isn't he? So we could talk about scale at some stage. This is made for someone who's bigger. That one's the right scale for Benny, isn't it? This one's bigger. And we might use our wooden wheels to make a wooden one that you can play with at preschool. That would be lots of fun. So enjoy yourself today, and tomorrow we're going to look at some satellites and some satellite communication. We might make a little telephone and we'll see if it works. It's going to be lots of fun tomorrow. Now if you've got 2 tins, and you probably have, then bring those for tomorrow and we'll look at making these into a telephone. That'll be lots of fun. So until tomorrow, look after your parents and be good boys and girls, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.